Well, it's almost time, Outcasts, and it's finally happening. So we finally have the release date for New World's beta, which will be July 23rd. Today's video is going to be a guide to have you guys prepared once the beta launches. And guess what? Your boy Chaos will be joining you on July 23rd, because I did spend the $40 to be able to play early. So definitely be on the lookout for a whole series up until the beta ends. The original game will release August 25th, I believe.
I forgive, then I regret it. Chances are I'ma die with these confessions.
I'm going to cover over many topics over the course of this video, so stay tuned to the end of the video to make sure you got all the topics covered and you, my friend, is prepared for the world of Eternum. First topic will be crafting, which is one of the most important tasks in any game, but crafting will be your best friend for this whole game. Crafting skills that create consumables such as arcana and cooking, which you will gain additional resource of efficiency. Now, what that would basically mean is, as a beginner arcanist, crafting healing tinctures crafts them at a 1-to-1 ratio, while an advanced arcanist has a chance to produce extra healing tinctures. This might seem small, but when you start crafting in bulk, you can see yields of greater than 30% in efficiency. The crafted items versus a dropped item. So normally in most RPG games, you can either craft it or you can go kill a monster or a boss and you would get something either better or similar. It's really frowned upon to just craft any item in any game, but Eternum is kind of a little bit easier on that one. So highly skilled crafters can create items that are just as powerful as the items found in the world of Eternum. Battles would not be won based on whether an item was crafted or dropped from a powerful creature. They will be won based on the skill of the players involved and the thought that they have put into the respective attribute and mastery builds. Which is interesting, I like that. I've played plenty of games where it's like, you don't even have to craft anything because you're just going to get it from a monster anyway later on in the game. Or you're going to either get it later on in the game or you're going to grind up for it. So it's like you kill the monster for it or you're going to somehow get it at like level 70 or something like that. But with the world of Eternum, you don't have to worry about that. You can, if you're really good at crafting, you can create something that's just as powerful and actually receive it a lot earlier than, oh, let me go grind out this monster for the 50th time. No, we don't have to worry about that. There are many roles to play in New World, whether you're exploring remote and dangerous places to gather resources, or you're mastering the forge to produce incredible weapons that can change the course of an entire war. And you can leave your mark on Eternum. Next topic will be character progression. Now, with that, we have three main things to go over, which is core attributes, trade skills, and weapon mastery. So when you first arrive in Eternum, your character will have 5 points in each of the core attributes, and you cannot drop below that 5-point minimum. Each time your character levels up, you're granted an attribute point to spend on whichever attribute you choose. You can go beyond the soft cap with the help of trinkets, but there are diminishing returns beyond that point. If you feel you placed a point in error, or you want to switch up your total point allocation, you can respect your attributes for a small fee of coin. Early in the game, respecs are free, so players have an opportunity to experiment without having to pay the respect fee. Starting off with core attributes, you have strength, dexterity, intelligence, focus, and constitution. So your strength governs your power with melee weapons. Heavy melee weapons such as the Warhammer scale their damage exclusively on strength, while lighter weapons that are melee, like the sword, scale their damage primarily on strength, but also slightly on dexterity. Your dexterity governs your effectiveness with ranged weapons. So you have your bows and your muskets. They both grow in power as your character's dexterity increases. Lighter melee weapons such as will also see a benefit from dexterity, but not as much as they gain from strength. So your strength and dexterity will more than likely, they will go hand in hand with each other. But we can treat this like Dark Souls, and you can make a dex build or you can make a strength build. Moving on, we have intelligence, which that will govern your power with magical weapons, including any magical perk your weapons might have, both purely magical weapons like the fire staff and the physical weapons like with a magical perk such as a flaming sword. They both will grow in power based on your intelligence attribute. Moving on to the next one will be focus, which that governs your mana recovery rate and your skill cooldowns. Higher focus not only means that you can cast more spells more regularly, but also that you can use your cooldown based abilities with a higher frequency. Constitution governs your overall health pool. The higher your constitution, the more damage you can sustain before dying to your injuries. Moving forward is the trade skills, which is basically a variety of non-combat skills that you can master. There are currently 4 gathering skills, 5 refining skills, and 7 crafting skills. And oh boy, so we got a lot of grinding to do that is outside of fighting and saving the day. So they're definitely giving us a lot of content to work on outside of fighting. So let's talk on the 4 gathering skills, which are mining, skinning, logging, and harvesting. Leveling up a gathering skill unlocks the ability to gather different, higher level resources. Miners can gather stone and ore, while skinners can gather animal hides, loggers gather the wood, and harvesters gather the fibers, fruits, and vegetables. As your skill at gathering increases, you also gain the ability to detect nearby valuable resources and find special resources that can modify items when crafting. The 5 refining skills are the smelting, stone cutting, woodworking, tanning, and weaving. Leveling up a refining skill unlocks the ability to refine higher level resources into a higher level crafting materials. Smelters refine ore into ingots, stonecutters refine stone into blocks and cut gemstones, while woodworkers refine the wood into lumber, tanners refine rawhide into leather, and weavers refine fibers into cloth. As your refining skill increases, it makes you more resource efficient, while your higher level refiners have a chance to gain extra refined resources while they refine. The 7 crafting skills are weaponsmithing, armoring, jewel crafting, engineering, arcana, cooking, and furnishing. The weaponsmiths crafts melee weapons, while the armorers craft soft and hard armors. Jewel crafters craft trinkets, engineers craft ranged weapons and ammunitions, while your arcanists craft potions, tinctures, and magical weapons. And you got your cooks who cook the tankest of meals and drinks, while the furnishers craft furniture, storage, and trophies for houses. Leveling the crafting skill will unlock more recipes and more powerful versions of them, along with a little bit of other things we will go over in more detail. Last but not least is the weapon mastery. Using a weapon in combat against creatures results in gaining XP for that weapon's mastery when those creatures are defeated. Now every weapon in the game can be mastered. Each weapon mastery has 2 skill trees, and each skill tree has a selection of active abilities, passive modifiers, and bonuses that are exclusive to that weapon. Leveling up in a weapon master grants a point that can be spent to unlock one of these abilities, passives, or bonuses. However, it is not possible to unlock everything between both mastery trees, so you'll have to choose wisely. If you want to try out a different build for a weapon, you can respect its mastery trees in exchange for some Azoth. We will get into a little bit more of the weapon mastery in the future as the game prolongs further. However you choose to fight, you will need to forge and discover powerful weapons to fit your combat style. Whether battling in wars with other players or holding back waves of the corrupted, your combat skills will mean the difference between life and death. And it takes a lot of skill, so don't just think that, oh, you're powered up. Nah fam, it doesn't work like that. Gotta be also good at the game. Before we finish the video, the last thing I want to speak on is the PvP, which is basically their biggest feature in this game and probably the most time you're gonna spend other than grinding through PvE. Most of the PvP is the siege battles, which is like a massive battlefield full of players trying to defend and players trying to attack that said base, which can get pretty chaotic. You will see more of the PvP once July 23rd, and I give you guys first-hand look of it. If you definitely want to see that on July 23rd, please like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the battlefield July 23rd. KSDTV, signing out. Peace.
I don't wanna break down, I've been losing faith now. I've been in my mind, getting used to the pain now. No one else to blame, did this all on my own. I don't think I'll change, this is all